And joining me now is the founder of the National Security Institute at George Mason University Law School and former Associate Counsel for President George W. Bush, Jamil Jaffer. Jamil, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you here. Walk us first through how we arrived at this point. This has been a long time.
Yeah. Well, you know, what happened was we captured Khalid Sheikh Mohammed on the battlefield in Afghanistan, actually in Pakistan. We took him into custody. He then went to a CIA facility for a while, was eventually transferred to Guantanamo Bay. And we've been trying these military commissions for a while. They went up and down to the Supreme Court a couple of times. And now there's a question of the evidence that's being used against him. Was it obtained through enhanced interrogation methods and the like? We've seen 2 judges of the military trials drop out. And so we've had real challenges in this trial. So Peter Bergen's right. This trial's gone on for a long time, or this attempted trial has gone on for a long time. And now the question is, how can we resolve it? Do we need a full trial or a plea deal? Looks like the Biden administration decided plea deal is the way to go.
And what is significant about this plea deal, besides the fact that it's like getting to an end point in all of this, but the plea deal itself?
2 key elements. 1, no death penalty for these 3 defendants. But second, that they've agreed to plead guilty to all the charges of the indictment, including the murder of nearly 3,000 Americans on that fateful day on September 11, 2001.
All right. And so let's put that to the side for a second, because we do have what's going on in the Middle East right now. And it seems like a situation where it could boil over. It's been simmering now for months. The U.S. has been trying very hard to do what it can to keep this from going into all-out war. How do you see things playing out?
Well, look, I mean, the hard question is, what else should Israel be doing but going after the people that conducted and built these terrorist attacks, right? Over 1,100 killed in Israel on that fateful day in October, nearly 300 hostages taken, including Americans who remain in Gaza. They took out the leadership of Hamas, Ismail Haniyeh, in Tehran, right? They just announced this morning that a few weeks ago they killed Mohammed Deif, the military leader of Hamas. And they took out a key Hezbollah leader who just killed a bunch of kids in Israel on a playground in the Golan Heights. So they're taking out leadership just like we took out Osama bin Laden and Ayman al-Zawahiri. It's what we do to defeat a terrorist group. It's what Israel is doing. So the idea that they shouldn't undertake those attacks, hard to understand. At the end of the day, though, it is going to cause tensions to increase, particularly because the strike was taken in the heart of the Iranian capital on the day of the inauguration of their new president.
Right. I mean, I think that's what also, too, adds such a layer to it, right, is that it happened in Tehran.
Yeah. I mean, it demonstrates real Israeli capability. You think about getting a drone or some sort of missile capability into the heart of the nation's capital, their nation's capital, taking out a senior leader who was, in the words of the Iranian supreme leader, a guest of their country. Right? I mean, it's provocative, but it also demonstrates Israeli capability and puts everybody on notice. You come after Israel, we're going to get you when the time is right for us.
And the Biden administration really trying to land the plane, as it were, on these ceasefire talks and hostage deal. They've been in Rome this past weekend. And now you kind of have 2 ways of thinking about it that I've heard, which is from one perspective, this puts more pressure on those talks. It amps up the pressure on Hamas, on Iran to come to the table and actually negotiate. The other side is that the man they assassinated in Iran, that he was a part of those talks, and that without him there, that it makes it more difficult. Where do you come down on all that?
Jessica, that last argument made by one of the leaders in Qatar, that you take out the key negotiator, right, during the negotiations, doesn't help negotiations. This is a man who architected not just this terrorist attack, but dozens of terrorist attacks before it. So the idea is somehow that taking him out is a problem in the negotiations. The negotiations are only happening because he killed 1,100 Israelis and kidnapped 250 people, including Americans. Mm-hmm. So, look, the reality is you want to be a terrorist group leader, you're going to get got, and that's what happened here. And nobody, not the Qataris, not anybody else, should be saying, well, it's really unfortunate, might mess up the negotiations. We wouldn't be in this place if we didn't have this terrorist group going after innocent civilians.
All right, Jamil Jaffer, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Good to see you.